Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is LA5TY here. Welcome today to a bit of a FIFA 16 related Q&A. So the game has been out for over a month now, and it's time to put some answers to some of the questions that you've got. All of these questions have come from you guys, the guys that follow me on Twitter and used my hashtag FIFA 16 LA5TY. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. You're all absolutely awesome. I've tried to fit as many questions in as possible. Some of these questions are about the actual gameplay. Some of it is about the stuff more in the menus, like the kits, the players, all of that type of stuff. So we've got a nice variety of questions for you guys today. Let's get into it. What are the top 3 formations this year? Okay, so in at number 3 would have to be the flat out bog standard 4-3-3. I just think it's really well balanced. Now in at number 2 I would have to say the 3-5-2. It's a good 3 at the back formation. You've got loads of players going forwards, but sometimes you do lack just a little bit in defence. But my favourite formation this year, as it was last year I think, is the 4-3-3 number 4. It's just a tiny bit more attacking than that overall bog standard 4-3-3 variant, and I like it a lot. What are your favourite rare and non-rare gold players? Okay, so I've laid out a few of my favourite non-rares and rare gold players. We've got Cabela, Herrera, Origi, Ben Yedder and Orellana as the non-rare players. All of them have got something about them. In fact, they might all be 4-star skillers. That might be one of the things I like about them. And then in the terms of the rare gold players, these are a few that, I don't know, not maybe everyone would choose, but on a day-to-day basis I use quite a lot and I really like them. And that's Konoplyanka, Eremenko, Antoine Griezmann, Laporte, Isco, Pastore, he's a god this year, and of course Yaya Toure. Do you think goalkeepers are better or worse this year? Oh my god, they're miles better this year. Like, I absolutely love how a player can go through one-on-one and you can almost rely on your keeper to save it. It's very, very difficult to score them this year, and I think that's kind of realistic. What are your opinions on pro clubs? Now, I've hardly touched pro clubs because I've just been so busy on Ultimate Team trying to make content for you guys every day since the game dropped. But I'm close friends with a lot of people that play a lot of pro clubs, and all I'm hearing is really positive things this year. Lots of people are really liking the small changes they've made, and apparently it feels nice and smooth and good gameplay and all that stuff. What improvements are needed in all game modes? One thing that comes to mind is to do with like first touch and passing, and it's when you're not actually facing sort of the correct angle to like pass the ball, and you play the pass accidentally, and well, it just sort of goes absolutely flying. I don't know what they've done, but if you're not facing like 45 or 90 degrees to where you're going to pass the ball, you can't play like a first time pass or anything like that. You have to really take the ball down, turn around, and then pass it. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes in real life players can just flick a ball through and stuff and it works. I don't know, maybe it's just me. What's your opinion on pack weights? They seem lower this year. I have to admit, like, I've opened a lot of packs at the start of the game because I like to do that. You know, I love a good pack binge, and also I need to fill my account with stuff so that I can make videos for you guys all year. And I've pulled a couple of epic players, which we'll get to in a little bit later on. But other than that, I've really had some pretty average luck. It seems that you don't get that much, or that many should I say, like awesome players. If you open like 12k FIFA points, you would be very lucky to pack an inform. I'm not too sure that I'm a fan of that, but when you look on the market, there's always loads of informs. There's nobody extinct, so someone's obviously packing these players, right? Rate FIFA 16 out of 10. If I'm honest, I'll probably give it a 8.5 out of 10. I mean, that's a really good score. That's way above average. Obviously, I love FIFA because I enjoy it enough that I want to do it as a job and play this game a lot. And I really love a lot of the changes they've made this year. There's just a few things that, as always, you know, we're all going to have some things in a game that we don't like and that we're going to be a little bit more critical about. And FIFA's got them. FIFA 16's definitely got them. We're discussing them throughout this Q&A. But I'd give it an 8.5. What about you guys? Leave a comment down below. Do you think LT-RT dribbling is better or no-touch dribbling? Good question. LT-RT is extremely useful this year. But once you get the hang of no-touch dribbling, it's also incredibly useful. I would say LT-RT is more useful because you change direction a hell of a lot quicker and you feel like more in control of the player. but it's when you can get that balance of using LTRT and no-touch dribbling at the same time in amongst each other, that's when you're really going to start tearing it up. If you could change one thing about FIFA, what would it be? Love your vids, bro. I know what it would be straight away, and it would be I would remove the fog weather. I hate the fog weather, and I don't know why I'm always playing in the fog. And thank you, by the way, I really appreciate that. Who's the sweatiest player on the game? From my experience so far on the game, whenever I come up against this particular guy, Bovu, he absolutely tears me apart. So I would class him as the sweatiest player in the game. For some reason, he feels like he has 99 pace and he blitzes past all of my defenders every single time he comes up against me. Can you answer this question? Yes. Who's your favourite player under 80 rated? It would have to be the godly little Ben Yedder. Now, I mentioned him earlier in my list of favourite non-rares and rare gold players on the game. And Ben Yedder is just, he's simply sublime. His record for me on this account is not too great. If you guys have been watching my Road to Glory, you'll know that I've got a far superior goal to game and assist ratio with this guy. He honestly is just such a little gem of a non-rare under 80 rated player. Who's your favourite legend? It would have to be this guy, Patrick Kluivert. I don't know why, but ever since FIFA 14, he's been my favourite legend. I think he's kind of got a perfect balance of everything you need on Ultimate Team. Please ignore my goal to game ratio with this particular one. I've been playing him in a squad similar to the one on screen, and you know, that's been in the background this entire video. It's a B squad. It normally features a lot of players that I'm trying to get goals with, and that hinders you when you don't have one particular standout player. And also, I've had some terrible games. I've had disconnects, all of that stuff. But trust me, I'm going to get that goal to game positive with Kluivert again. He's just awesome. I love him. What are your views on the refs? For the most part, I don't see that much of a problem until my opposition gets in the 18-yard box, in my box. I don't know what happens, but I give penalties away left, right and centre. Half the time, I don't even press the tackle button, so I absolutely hate that about them. Do you think they could stop bronze benching by only including the 11 players that are starting in order to calculate the team rating? That's a really good question, and I wish that would work, but if you think about it on the other end of the spectrum, like, people could use a silver team and then have a stacked bench with legends, Ronaldo, Messi, and you wouldn't know. You'd be going into a game against like a 2 or a 3-star team, and then you get in the game and they can bring on these crazy cards which you wouldn't have expected, and you would know about with the current way that they do it. But if it was just based on the starting 11, then it could be abused in the opposite way that it is now. What's the best player you've packed this year? It would have to be this guy right here, Lothar Matthäus. This is what I was talking about earlier. I've packed a couple of absolutely insane players, but the rest of my pack luck, I would say, has been pretty average. Lothar Matthäus, Landon Donovan legend I've packed as well, Inform Ozil, Inform Alexis Sanchez, to name a few of the awesome players I've pulled this year. Who's your favourite Premier League cam on FIFA? I don't want to choose, because there's a few which I can't choose between, and it would be between Payet, it would be between Christian Eriksen, Santi Cazorla, we've got Kevin De Bruyne as well. There's probably more. There's loads of BPL cams which are just so good. Do you think they should make players fast again, or do you like it how it is? I know exactly what you mean when you ask that question, and sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Like, I love that centre-backs now, pace isn't such an issue. You can use the likes of John Terry, for instance, who's a really high-rated player, but would have previously not been used due to his pace. But one thing I do think should happen is people like Ronaldo, who are blisteringly quick. I think they should be able to burst past defenders every now and again. If you're at the right angle and you've got the right touch on the ball, I think you should absolutely annihilate someone for pace. But it doesn't seem to happen. Everyone seems to keep up. So yeah, I'd like them to change it slightly so that it was that you could do that every now and again if you're in the right situation. What are your favourite kits in FIFA 16? Okay, final question. Thank you for that. And these are my favourite kits on the game. I've literally just put a whole bunch in my transfer list from what I've got in my club. And these are all my favourite kits. You'll notice one thing is that I like white kits, black kits, gold kits, and then the odd colourful kit like a green kit or something like that. I'm also very fond of like the Germany away kit or whatever it is, that black and red one. I'm a big fan of that. So that has been the Q&A, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been over a month since FIFA's been released, so I wanted to get this out there and really let you guys know some answers to questions that you may have about the game. Thank you all for your submissions. If you do want to follow me on Twitter, that way you'll be able to ask questions for future Q&As. The link is down below in the description. If you could all subscribe to my channel if you are new, that would be absolutely awesome. Hit that like button on today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.